Faith is not just something you proclaim, it's something you practice. I want to thank my dad for teaching me that lesson. We were at the hospital. He was supposed to have surgery to remove this cancer from his pancreas. And the doctor had already consulted with us, told us it was going to be about 6 to 8 hours. He comes back after an hour and we're like, what is going on? He says, I'm so sorry. We opened him up just to look to see what was going on. And we realized that the cancer had metastasized. It was spreading to his other organs. And I'm like, well, okay, what's the next course of action? He said, I'm so sorry. He said, there is nothing left for us to do. He said, your dad has at least maybe 6 months to a year to live. And it was in that moment that I recognized this was not a matter of if he could die, but when he would die. I walked around just in a daze, just out of it. I remember calling my wife, telling her, and she was like, pick me up at the airport, I'm on my way. We were waiting for my dad to come out of the anesthesia, and about an hour later, after walking around the hospital, we walk into the room. My dad wakes up thinking that he had just had surgery, and he was like, how did the surgery go? And we're like, we're so sorry, Dad. The cancer has spread all over your body. He put his head down just for a brief second. He said, you know what? It's okay. I told y'all we're going to get through this. And I told y'all I'm going to live until I die. He said, I'm not dead yet. So I'm going to keep living. He said, God has us. God's got me, y'all. We're going to get through this. I thought to myself, oh my God, how was it that this man had just heard this news, and what he immediately went to was his faith? I know that fear was present. It didn't mean that fear was not there, but in the presence of fear, he decided to lean on his faith rather than his fear. That lesson, that day in that hospital, taught me how important it is that in the moments, in the times, in the seasons where literally fear is gripping me, surrounding me, I'm in uncertainty and unfamiliarity, I'm in the unknown, that instead of me relying and leaning toward my fears, to lean toward my faith. And I'm telling you, it strengthened me in that moment. And he not only had that in that moment, but he lived the rest of his life like that. That has helped me through some of the most difficult moments in my life, is that when I'm faced with that fear that literally wants to suffocate me, that wants me to panic, I'm reminded of what my father, how he responded in the hospital, and it helps me to inform and influence how I respond to whatever darkness, whatever uncertainty, whatever bad news, whatever report that I receive. It has made me a better man, husband, father, a pastor, a spiritual leader, and friend. I don't know what you've learned, but is there somebody you should thank for helping you to have a stronger faith system? I just want you to write it in the comment section. Who has helped build your faith? That when you get in the lowest moments, when you get in difficult times and you don't really know what to do, that you're reminded of what somebody said, what your grandma, your grandfather, your mama, your daddy, a friend, a spiritual leader, somebody that you watched from afar, that you watched them go through it, and you say, okay, I need to respond like that. It doesn't mean that you're ignoring the reality, but what it says is that you believe in someone that is greater than your reality, that can literally inform your future and the next moment. I learned in that moment that I may not know what the future holds, but you better be sure I know who holds my future. That is another excerpt from chapter 17, some lessons I learned from my father. Listen, I do want you to comment about your lessons. Go get the book, drrickymccrae.com. Go to drrickymccrae.com. Go get the book, Some Things Worth Fighting For. But I also wrote a children's book, which is really great for this season. And it's about Christmas. What's All the Fuss Over Mr. Wilson? Go get that book. It is going to bless your life, bless your children, your grandchildren, your nieces and nephews, children at church. Your churches purchase it. Listen, I promise you it's going to bless you. I love that. And I have an opportunity. It was a story that I created for my daughters to help them understand Christmas and the true sacrifice that Jesus has made. And so I want you to go get those two books. I want you to share with me about who helped you build your faith this week. And so I'm also going to be doing a seminar in January for men. If you are interested in being a part of this seminar for men, I want you to hit me up on social media. I want to see who is interested in doing that. I want to help our men become better men. I recognize that I was at some point in my life living subpar. I was living beneath the potential that God had given me as a man, as a male, to lead. And so there were some things I had to get right. I had to change some perspectives. I had to get my relationships right. And when I was able to do that, I was able to step up and be the man God called and created, the one that I was born to be. So if that is you, and you want to do that, then please hit me up on social media. I know that you have somebody you can thank this week. And I want you to recognize something. Life is short. Make the phone call, go see them, go to see the family, hang out, because life is too short, y'all, for us to be apart. So this week, as we're in Thanksgiving week, remember there are some things worth fighting for. God bless you.